On va save. Je crois qu'on y arrive bientôt. Je crois qu'on y arrive bientôt. What the fuck? C'est camouflé. C'est camouflé.
There's something fishy about that PMC trooper. Do you hear whistling?
Bah c'est le mec, c'est le même mec que tout à l'heure en fait. Tu suis pas au tacon. Tu suis pas. Est-ce qu'il va falloir que je me les fasse les mecs? Je pense parce que moi je pourrais pas passer moi. Il va falloir que je me les fasse. Ok. Je les réveille pas par contre. Ok. C'est lequel? C'est lequel? Putain. C'est lequel? Oh fuck. Ah, j'en suis toujours où ils sont le plus nombreux. Je me dis que c'est là où il est.
The interceptor has analyzed a PMC data transmission. It's marked the location of a resistance member on your map.
Là par contre. On va dire que c'est lui. Je sais pas du tout si c'est lui. Je sais pas du tout si c'est lui. Il siffle. Yes! C'est lui. On va resave.
Looks like they're conducting vehicle patrols.
Ah,
Watch out
génial.
for them, Snake.
Super. Bonjour. Oh la vache. Ça va être chaud. chaud. On a eu très chaud. Il va venir jusqu'ici ou pas? J'ai peur. Ok. Oh, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oui, sprint. Ok, il est redevenu normal. Ok. Ah, je crois qu'on y arrive. Je crois qu'on y arrive. Oh oui. Ok, on y est. On y est. On y est. Donc, vous verrez Big Mama ce soir. Logiquement. Si je me suis pas gouré. Qui est cette Big Mama? Déjà, le premier indice qui devrait vous mettre sous la voie. Big Boss. Big Mama. Voilà. J'en dirai pas plus. Je n'en dirai pas plus. Allez, let's go. Comme par hasard.
Who's there?
I'm here to see Big Mama.
Is this the guy? What do you think?
I didn't hear him coming at all. He's gotta be the one.
Yeah, but look at him.
Ah, regardez les affiches. Ah, les tableaux.
Very impressive, CQC, Snake. No doubt about it. He is the legendary soldier. Call me Mama. Big Mama.
Pour l'instant, peut-être que ça vous dit rien. La voix qui est plus totalement la même aussi, qui a vieilli.
My, how you've grown, David. It was you, not I, who was created from the rib of man. But I gave you life. I am your mother.
What?
Les enfants
Terrible.
You can't grow a human being in a test tube, not even a clone. You need a woman's body to give it life.
You mean a surrogate mother?
That's an awfully cold way to put it. I am your mother. I gave birth for the Patriots.
Gave birth.
The forbidden fruit. Appropriate. No? Follow me. I'll explain everything.
Et donc, ça serait la mère porteuse. Mais elle est plus que ça, vous verrez. Vous la connaissez. Vous l'avez déjà vue.
The man who wants me dead is Liquid, your twin. You think you know him, but I know him better. He was once Ocelot, but Liquid has taken control of his soul. And now he's locked in a bitter struggle with Zero,
Zero.
the founder of the Patriots.
Le Major Zero.
Found her. When did this happen?
40 years ago. During the Cold War, when the United States and the Soviet Union were still at odds.
On va savoir plein de choses.
It was in that chaotic era that the Patriots were born. And I played my part. I was one of the founding members.
You.
Zero created the Patriots to manage and control the American state. That control endured long after the Cold War ended. The organization became an empty shell, continuing to function through AIs. Those AIs are responsible for the creation of the war economy, and they gave rise to the Sons of the Patriot system. But I am partly to blame. I bear some of the guilt for creating the organization. It was right after I first met your father, Big Boss. Back in 1964, I was ordered to take part in a CIA op called Operation Snake Eater, which concerned a new weapon the Soviets were developing at the time. My mission was to support a certain agent. That agent later became Big Boss, but I knew him as Snake.
Snake?
Yes.
Naked Snake.
That was his code name at the time. A name he would give to you, his son. The commander of this mission was a man called Zero, the head of Special Forces Unit Fox. Back then, I was working as a double agent for the Chinese.
Vous avez deviné
My
donc qui
objective
c'est.
was to secure the location of the philosopher's legacy, a massive cache of hidden wealth, and report it to Beijing.
Eh oui, c'est elle.
I was to acquire a microfilm showing the location of
Eva.
secret funds,
Eva.
funds amassed by the Allied powers during World War II. But I failed in my mission and was expelled from China. I took the apple from the snake and was cast out of Eden. After years on the run, I ended up in Hanoi. That's where I met him again. It was around then that Zero used the massive funds contained in the
Il me semble que
Philosopher's
ça, c'est
Legacy
dans...
to start a new organization, the Patriots, which would carry
Dans
out
comment?
the final wishes of a certain legendary hero. The initial membership consisted of Big Boss, Sigint,
Sigint, paramédic.
paramedic,
Donc
and
ouais,
their commander, Zero.
tout ça
Oh, there was one more
c'est
who
les
we
patriotes.
mustn't forget. He stayed behind in the Soviet Union to support the group as an informant, Ocelot, who is now Liquid. After your father rescued me in Hanoi, I went to America and joined their organization. Zero's goal was to achieve a unity of thought and awareness. He believed that was what the boss wanted, and the rest of the Patriots followed his lead.
The boss.
The boss was a legendary hero from the Second World War, known as the Mother of Special Forces. She had an almost overwhelming charisma about her. The CIA feared this, so they had her eliminated. If she had survived, the world of the 21st century might have
On
been
remonterait pas ces images, je vais chialer encore.
We were all influenced by the boss's will. It was what drove us to create this organization, to be closer to that spirit. Zero decided that in order to lead the people, we needed a special kind of icon. So he turned to Big Boss, the last son of the boss. He shared more of her life than anyone else.
Oh,
It was Big Boss, the true heir to her legacy, who was best suited to play this role. Zero elevated Big Boss, the hero who saved the world, to the status of an idol. The truth behind Big Boss became riddled with exaggeration, misrepresentation, and outright lies. Zero disseminated these stories among the masses and gathered the rich and powerful to his banner. Every era needs its symbols to control the people, whether it be the stars and stripes or the hammer and sickle. As the times and currents of politics changed, so too did Zero. Eventually, he became a prisoner of his own lust for power, sparking friction between him and Big Boss, who resented playing the puppet. With Big Boss drifting away, Zero realized he would need insurance, something that would perpetuate the existence of Big Boss, their organization's icon. And so Zero secretly embarked on a new project. Les Enfants
terrible.
Its goal was to create a clone of Big Boss, the ultimate soldier. The project was led by Dr. Clark, known at the time as Paramedic. After dozens of failures, they finally, miraculously, succeeded in producing a fertilized egg. The egg used in the successful in vitro fertilization came from Dr. Clark's assistant, a healthy Japanese woman.
Blood from the east flows within your veins.
Give birth to Big Boss. To realize this, I asked to serve as the surrogate mother, and was more than happy to carry you in my womb. I loved him. 9 months later, I gave birth to 2 Big Bosses, you and Liquid. It didn't matter that you were clones, or that they had manipulated your DNA. You were born the same way as any other normal child, from your mother's womb. But Les Enfants Terribles proved to be the final straw for Zero and Big Boss. Determined to oppose Zero and his plans, Big Boss broke away from the Patriots. He left the States, created his own mercenary company, and drifted around the world. I'm sorry. Your father never wanted you. Human life isn't meant to be.
Peace Walker, le jeu que j'ai pas fait, qui se passe bah après que Snake est devenu Big Boss. Je sais pas si c'est avant ou après la séparation avec Zero. Faudrait que je vous le fasse, Peace Walker. Je verrai quand, mais on va déjà faire les jeux principaux, puis je verrai plus tard. Et Portable Ops aussi à vous faire. Ça serait bien.
In time, they began to dictate the fate of entire nations from the shadows. And before we knew it, the Patriots, the proud police of the world, started bringing an entire planet under their control.
Sauvegarder. Alors, il va y avoir, je pense, encore une cinématique. Ouais. Puis on se laissera après,
Their intentions were
après la
fair,
cinématique
but their
pour ce live.
execution was flawed. Zero developed weapons, amassed armies, used information for extortion, all in order to gain more wealth. He was obsessed with controlling awareness on the inside from the outside. But I cannot imagine that's what the boss would have wanted. They both misinterpreted her will. And their absolute reverence for her drove them apart. So began the war between Zero and Big Boss. Opposing interpretations, each striving to realize the boss's will. Everything you see today stems from their Cold War. Differences in race, in religion, in ideology. This war they've caused is no different from any other human error in history.
Stylé les tableaux. Je l'ai même dans ma chambre aussi.
It all started with a tiny fork in the path and grew into a great rift. There was nothing left of the boss's noble will in their struggle. All that remained was hatred, a passion to destroy one another. Big Boss returned to the US with a plan in mind, and once again assumed command of Foxhound.
Ah, du coup, il a repris les commandes de
In
Foxhound.
Outer Heaven, and then
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar Land, Big Boss plotted coup d'etat against Zero. But you, Solid Snake, his own clone, foiled his efforts both times.
Ah oui, ça c'est dans les premiers Metal Gear,
Big
pas les Metal
Boss
Gear
and
Solid.
Grey Fox,
Mais
Frank
les
Yeager,
premiers Metal
were
Gear. Ça.
left near death. Zero recovered their bodies.
Ça, par contre, les
Yeager's
premiers Metal
entire
Gear, je vous les
body
ferai pas, c'est
was
des
reconstructed
anciens jeux, des
through
vieux
surgery,
jeux.
and he was
J'ai pas la foi.
reborn as the cyborg ninja. Big Boss, now a vegetable, became a prisoner of Zero even in death. For Zero, more than anyone else, your father was an irreplaceable icon. No, the truth is, for Zero, he was an irreplaceable friend. After Big Boss's betrayal, Zero could no longer believe in something so uncertain as life. He lost his belief in everything. Nations, organizations, individuals. Zero was no longer willing to place his organization in the hands of the next generation. Instead, he set up a network of AIs, a decision-making system formed from all the information he had accumulated. He built 4 AIs, GW, TJ, AL, and TR, as sort of a digital Mount Rushmore, and 1 core artificial intelligence to unite them, John Doe.
GW. The same GW we destroyed 5 years ago.
The same.
Ouais.
Ever since GW was cut off, JD and the other 3 AIs have controlled all information on every aspect of global society. Economics, politics, law, morals, and culture. The
Plein,
war
plein d'infos
economy
importantes
is no
qui sont lâchées là.
In the shadow of the system and its complete control over the world, Big Boss isn't allowed to live or die. He's trapped for eternity in a brain-dead prison. To bind himself to his friend, to ensure his rule over the world, Zero transformed Big Boss into an icon, neither living nor dead.
Sounds almost like a religion.
Naturally, Ocelot and I plan to free him from Zero's prison. We enlisted Naomi Hunter, an authority in the field of nanomachine research, into our organization. And we used Frank Yeager to kill Dr. Clark. Ocelot tortured the DARPA chief Donald Anderson, also known as Sigint, to death, and made it look like an accident.
Ah bah oui, chef du DARPA c'est Sigint du coup, ouais c'est vrai, j'avais zappé ce détail.
With paramedic and Sigint
Ouais c'est vrai.
dead, Zero was the only one left. But we too paid a price.
Du coup, Frank Yeager il a buté le paramédic
Ocelot wasn't
Et
fighting for the Pentagon.
le chef du DARPA, bah, c'est
And certainly not for Zero.
Solid
He was
Snake
fighting
involontairement
for
qui l'a
Big
buté.
Boss. He idolized him.
Ah, je vous dis des conneries, non. Le chef du DARPA, il est mort avec Mantis.
When Ocelot
Ouais.
grafted Liquid's right arm to
Parce
his
que c'est
own, his body was
Octopus
taken
qui
over by
qui
Liquid's
s'était camouflé en
thoughts
chef du
and
DARPA.
spirit. He may be Ocelot in physical form, but his mind is Liquid's. I was the last one. And then someone appeared to help me.
Raiden.
It was when I met him that I finally discovered the location of Big Boss. It was in the data he obtained from GW. Together, he and I retrieved Big Boss. But Big Boss was still asleep, as Zero had left him.
Why did Zero keep him alive?
People need heroes. Zero wanted to create a messiah. A legend that would never die.
Liquid is after Big Boss's body. Is it here?
I'll take you to meet him.
Oh oh.
This is his pyx, his holy ark. His body is alive, but his consciousness is locked away by nanomachines. So technically speaking, he's not really brain dead. We can't allow Liquid to inherit the same sins that corrupted Zero.
Ça fait flipper.
Manipulating people's minds for the sake of his own ego.
Otacon.
Snake, it's Naomi.
What happened?
She's gone. She's not in the Nomad anymore.
When?
Less than an hour ago. She disappeared right after she and Sonny got back from Dr. Madnar's place.
Why weren't you watching her?
I didn't have my glasses on.
Naomi said it herself. The experiment can't succeed without her.
You think she went back to Liquid?
What about Raiden?
Good news on that front.
What the
We
fuck?
managed to get our hands on a dialysis machine and set up an ICU. We just started
C'est
him on
qui ça, déjà?
dialysis and treatment for his wound.
Putain, je sais plus.
Will he live?
Yeah, no worries there. Sonny's taken over for Naomi. But his treatment's probably gonna take 48 hours. Until then, Raiden can't move.
What the fuck?
Hey, you! Come here!
Oh!
What the hell is that?
Move!
Il rigole toujours pas, Eva. Même si elle a vieilli.
Scarabs. Unmanned scouts.
They've found us. We're moving out.
Snake, the PMCs are converging on your location. Damn it! They're sending in Gecko! They'll be on you in less than 5 minutes!
Are they ready?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll escape through the canal route using the real van. Get it ready. Hurry.
Yes, ma'am.
Bon, ça va repartir pour l'action, mais nous on va s'arrêter là les amis, hein, comme je l'ai dit. On va
We've
save.
got decoy vans set to draw some of our pursuers away.
Ah, sa fameuse moto.
All of these children were orphans. They work in arms factories. And when they grow up, they want to join a PMC. They seek revenge on other companies, PMCs that killed their parents, and use their earnings to support their younger siblings. There are countless child soldiers like these in the PMCs. Nowadays, anyone with a computer can get combat training. The FPS games that these children love are distributed for free by these companies. Of course, it's all just virtual training. It's so easy for them to get absorbed by these war games. And before they know it, they're in the PMCs holding real guns. These kids end up fighting in proxy wars that have nothing to do with their own lives. They think it's cool to fight like this. They think that combat is life. They don't need a reason to fight. After all, for them, it's only a game. Zero is the cause of all this. Defeating Liquid won't change things. Unless we stop the Patriot system, the cycle will go on.
Il va falloir détruire les IA des Patriotes pour pouvoir les arrêter définitivement.
Hop on.
Ah, toujours aussi stylé, Eva.
Hold on to me.
Ça doit lui rappeler des souvenirs avec Big Boss. Elle se balade avec son fils maintenant.
With so many wars being waged, oil and biofuel have become as precious as diamonds. It's been a while since I went out for a ride.
Are you sure about this?
I only get off my bike when I fall in love. Or fall dead.
Big Mama.
Oh, la musique
Call
de ce
me
jeu.
Eva.
Eh oui. Cette saga.
Here we go.
Here we go. Et nous c'est pas here we go, c'est infinito. Alors, est-ce qu'on va pouvoir save arme acquise, bitrate, ok. Encore un petit chargement, petit, hein. Non, un gros chargement. Avant de se laisser. Bon bah plein de révélations, hein. Plein de révélations cool. Donc Big Mama qui est bien Eva, donc qui est la mère de Solide et Liquide. Donc la mère porteuse, hein. Et donc on a appris plus sur Zéro, sur les enfants terribles, sur cette fissure qu'il y a eu entre Big Boss et Zéro. Les Patriotes, donc Sigint, le chef du DARPA, qui est le chef du DARPA. Paramédic et le docteur Clark, qui a été tué par Frank Jagger, Gray Fox. Bref, plein d'infos, hein. Et ça c'est cool, on en apprend plus. On en apprend plus enfin. Et du coup les amis, après le chargement, on va save et on va s'arrêter là. Ça vous aura fait un bon gros live là de 3h30 à peu près. Donc on vous verra reprendre lundi, je pense. Demain, vous aurez plus un live sur Fall Guys, je pense. C'est pas encore sûr, hein, mais je verrai dans l'après-midi, si j'ai le temps. Vous faire un petit live Fall Guys. Alors,
We have to
Ah,
keep Big
encore un
Boss's body
petite
out of
cinématique
enemy
encore.
hands, no matter what. Get the body safely to the canal escape.
Ah oui, du coup, on a vu le corps de Big Boss aussi. Hein. On doit le protéger. Comme je l'ai dit. On va s'arrêter là. On va save. Je vérifie. Ok, c'est bon. On est good. On est good, on est good. Bon, bah les amis, j'espère que ce live vous aura plu. Et du coup, bah, on se retrouve lundi vers 13h30, 14h par là, pour un nouveau live. Et je pense que je ferai un live pratiquement tous les jours, enfin tous les jours, du lundi au jeudi, pas le vendredi, histoire de bien avancer parce qu'il faut que je termine avant le mois de juillet, ça serait bien. Enfin avant le 6 juillet, vu qu'après je vais bosser tout le mois. Donc ouais, ça serait bien que je le termine avant. Donc je ferai un live du lundi au jeudi, je pense. Et ensuite on verra pour le week-end prochain. Voilà, voilà. Alors attendez, juste avant. On va couper. Hop. Voilà. Tac. Hop. Et hop. Voilà. Bon, bah écoutez, passez une bonne soirée les amis. Passez une bonne nuit. Et du coup, bah ouais, j'espère que ce gros live MGS vous aura plu. Et puis ben, si vous regardez la rediff YouTube, j'espère que les épisodes vous plaisent. Pour l'instant, moi, c'est un pur kiff sur cette saga MGS, même sur ce MGS 4 que j'ai jamais fait. Je me régale pour l'instant, malgré les différents bugs, les différents lags, machin, les freezes et tout, qui gâchent un petit peu, mais bon, c'est juste passager, quoi. Ça enlève pas le plaisir que j'ai à vous faire ce jeu. Voilà. Bah écoutez, on se dit peut-être à demain pour de Fall Guys. Peut-être à demain aussi pour une course F1 le dimanche soir, donc la Stratos F1 League si je remplace un pilote. Voilà, de toute façon vous serez avertis sur mes différents réseaux sociaux, donc Twitter, Instagram, bref, vous connaissez la chanson. Et puis bah, on se dit à très vite. Allez, ciao ciao.